All right, what's up, guys? 7 Habits of Highly Effective People by Stephen Covey. This is definitely in my top 5 to 10 books. I've read this numerous times. I love this book. There's so much value in it. I'm going to talk about what I get out of it, what I've got out of it, what I've used to kind of change my life. Big one, thinking win-win. So most people are out for themselves, what benefits them. Always remembering, like, thinking win-win. How can this party win and I can win at the same time? So putting yourself in other people's shoes, thinking what's beneficial for both parties and not just being selfish and doing it for you. And I find that it's easier to sell, it's easier to negotiate, it's easier to get both parties on board because both parties are winning. Something else is super simple, sharpening the saw. And I think about this all the time. And there's a saying, if it takes you 6 hours to chop down a tree with a blunt saw, or you can sharpen the saw for an hour and chop down the tree an hour later. So taking the time to stop, step back to refine the process, make the process more efficient, make it better, so then the long-term goal can be done quicker and more efficiently. So like I said, by sharpening the saw first before you chop down a tree, you're able to do it quicker, faster, more efficient. And I know it sounds weird, but this translates into business and life 100%. This one is huge. 2 ears and 1 mouth. Listen twice as much as you speak. People who talk all the time, people are always speaking, you stop learning. If you're always talking, you think you're the smartest person in the room, you stop learning. You stop listening, you stop learning. So there's a few different ways of saying this. If you're the smartest person in the room, you're in the wrong room. You're the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. And just shutting up, asking questions, and listening to other people. You don't know it all. You're not the smartest person around. Everybody's got value to add. You can learn stuff from anybody. So 2 ears, 1 mouth, listen twice as much as you speak. My favorite quote comes from this book. To read and not to do is really not to read. To know and not to do is really not to know at all. And the quicker, easier way to understand this is everybody says knowledge is power. Applied knowledge is power. Meaning you can read every book under the sun about weight loss, nutrition, but unless you apply it, you're never going to lose weight. It's never going to make a difference. Yeah, you may be smarter, you may have more knowledge, but unless you apply that knowledge, what's the point of knowing it in the first place? And this comes down to these self-help books, these business books, those biographies. There's no point reading, learning it, unless you're going to apply it. In the way that I do it, I'm all about 50% learning, 50% applying. Everyone's got their own little balance. Everyone's got their own little way of doing this. But the main point is getting across is don't bother picking up a book. Don't bother doing a course. Don't bother asking a question and learning information from somebody unless you're going to go out and you're going to apply it. And then another big one is just learning to put yourself in somebody else's shoes. And this is hard. This took me a while to do because someone's in a bad mood and instantly you want to you're working in the industry and someone's rude to you. Instantly you want to be rude back to them. And sometimes it's nice to stop and think, why is this person upset? Why is this person taking it out on me? Has this person had a bad day? Is this person going through something I could never understand? And just learning to not act on emotion, not let that person dictate how happy or unhappy the rest of your day is going to be. And I know it sounds silly, but and it's hard and it's an ego thing. It's very hard to get past it. But just learning to just put yourself in other people's shoes. Like, hey, this person snapped at me. Maybe it's because of this, or maybe he's just an idiot and it's just someone I don't want anything to do with. But I'm not going to let that affect my day. And then finally, keeping this short and sweet is seek to understand before you can be understood. So if someone's complaining about someone's got an issue or something at work, rather than firing back, rather than like, yeah, I know, stop, shut up, 2 ears, 1 mouth, listen to what they got to say, empathize with it, take it in, ask intelligent questions, seek to understand. And then if you got something to say or you want them to see your point of view or from your perspective, you're going to have a better idea. They're going to have a lot more, you're going to have better rapport. They're more likely to listen to you because you listen to them. These are short, sweet points. 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. Stephen Covey. I highly recommend you read it.